Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Magical Poppin' for the Super Famicom. In the last video, we made our way through the Cloud Palace in Stage 4, and now we're more or less in the same place for Stage 5, and this is where things are going to start getting a little bit tricky. First of all, want to keep the grappling hook around just in case. And whenever you see these guys like fly around, either get away briefly or fight off the projectiles with your sword. Combination of both works well. Now we need to go into this door. And we need to make our way up. Hopefully without doing that. But thankfully there is health in case the beginning of this gave you a really hard time. And now we have this area. Want to watch out for these guys, the guys in the black helmets, because they have rocket launchers. Okay, and yeah, I had to go all the way to the right. If this right here, you can pass through, this is a wall. It can be a little hard to tell the difference, so just look for the yellow. You'll know what's a wall. And before I go over there, I do want to go in here and find some stars in case you need them. Now these platforms, they don't sink into the spikes below, but they do go all the way up to the ceiling. And as tempting as those stars are, you want to wrap around to the left here and do some stuff. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I recommend it. And we're going to blow this up. We're going to downward stab these guys in case they give us a hard time, which I'm pretty sure that they will. In here, I don't need this, but I'll show it off anyway. In here is a room with full health if you need it. And up here is where we really need to go. And I forgot that dude was there. Also, I should probably use my grappling hook to get rid of that guy. And I want to make sure that I downward stab him so that way I can get rid of him. And let's go ahead and grab that star even though we can. And these things, believe it or not, there's a little tube down here. If you press down while standing here, you can go down. You can use up and down to go up and down the elevators. And this room confuses me. Because, yeah, there's no way to get up there apparently. And after a while, once we go back to where we entered this whole section from, there's no way to go back to this period, so even if we did get the spell for this stage, we still wouldn't be able to use it there anyway because there's no way to go back. I guess maybe it's there to hint that that power-up is there. Maybe. Not quite sure. But there are still things to be done here, and we have done them. And I am taking more damage than I should at this point from everything. And if I could get back on the platform, that would be great. Now we need to drop down here. Yeah, once you drop down, there's no going back. And we got more cake to go with that cake. We lucked out on health here. This is a good thing. And we want to make sure that we are careful as we make our way to places. And there is nothing here. But if you want to fight a tank, just go over here. You fight them just like you did in... just like you did in Stage 1. Sorry about that. I didn't expect it to take so many hits. And some of these dead ends will have doors, others will not. Like, there's nothing on this second level, so we just need to make our way down. And we are as far down as we can go. Now, here's a door. Is there a door to the right? Or is that where the... No, I was thinking the other section that we were in. Yeah, this is the part that we can't do anything in yet. There's a switch and one of those lasers. And we have to push the laser onto the switch, but we can't get up there yet. So, what we need to do is go all the way to the left. We freeze this fire. We break it with our sword. We go in here. Try not to get ourselves killed as we get a statue head. Thankfully, we have more life than we probably ever should for this point in the game. Maybe. And once we're up here, we can go through this door. And we need to be very careful with these platforms because they can push you into the spikes. There's some bomb blocks blocking this door. We do want to go in here. Middle chest has a bomb, but you can find a big star and a cake in here. And this is our final spell of the game, the rolling ability. For just 2 stars, you can roll up a wall just by holding A. And if you press select, you'll do a full screen clear attack where you just roll around. At least this doesn't use as much stars as the rest of your magic, but, well, it's there. And now that we are done in this area, we need to be very careful. I can't believe I made that look extremely easy. And we want to go up there for a big star and a statue head. I would rather get these, to be honest. I'm going to need all the stuff I can get. And this thing just shoots fireballs. You can destroy the fireballs, but you can also destroy these things with your sword. Now we need to make our way all the way back down and to the right. And I forget this Lance guy is here. And that's how it works. Those little arrows there on the wall to the right of the switch, that's a hint that you should roll up that wall. Keep that in mind in case you ever see arrows like that on a wall. And here, we face our first mini-boss. Now these enemies will keep spawning in case you need any stars for the rolling ability. But you can also keep hitting them. You can just keep going back and forth and hitting them for other pickups such as health, which is good because they're going to infinitely spawn. Now this guy. You want to wait for him to strike his hammer down to create that shockwave, and then you want to jump right above him and hit him with a downward stab. That will allow you to attack the boss. If you're facing away from him, his attacks will not knock you off the platform. Keep that in mind. If you do get knocked off, feel free to give these enemies some room before you downward stab them in order to get health and stars back. Unlike other enemies, these enemies here have a much higher drop rate. Now, once he loots enough health, he does mix it up a little bit. He can do a five-way fireball shot as opposed to just one that just goes towards your current position. But other than that, he's not really that hard. And even after you beat the boss, the enemies here will still spawn. So if you need health or stars, you can get them here. You can still get them here. And I need to follow my own advice and give these enemies room. That way their pickups can spawn. As mentioned earlier, the 2 enemies in this room that you can just keep spawning by just going back and forth across the room, they have a much higher item drop rate than pretty much all the other enemies in the game. So, this is probably the best place to refill your health out of some of the other places that I'll show off real soon in this stage. There are others, but for now, we might as well use this one because it's the best. And now that this door is open after beating the boss, we are now in the second part of this area. And we want to be very careful as we make our way across these platforms because you can be lowered into the fire, and you'll have to jump to ensure you don't get lowered into the fire. Now this room here, we don't have to go in here, but it is full of enemies, and it's another enemy spawn point. You can get a lot of stars and health here, so in case you're needing both, just keep on going in and out and feeding the enemies, and you'll get everything that you need. And you want to be very careful, I say, as I try to do this. So that way you don't miss this chest, which contains another statue head. We are now at 9 lives. And in here, there is a door, but we can't really do much of anything in here. Not yet. I will show off what's over here, though. Now, right now, you can't go back down because these guys are fixing the tube. And if you go over here, you'll find a room with a door. But the switch is over there. So you're going to have to do some moving around a little bit just so you can go through that door. Yeah, we will have to be looking around a bit to find out how to get to that switch, and then you can open that door. So for now, we have these platforms. You want to watch out with the little turret in between all of them because they do switch between a horizontal and vertical firing position. And if you drop down where these rotating platforms are, you can find things. Don't want to go there yet. I will eventually. There's still some stuff that I want to show off. For instance, these 2 chests, which contain some health in the form of a full cake and another health extension. So we now have 16 hit points, which is way more than we should have at this point. I mean, we've made the game like super easy now because we've been finding everything that we can make real use of. And then we can stand in the chain and not get damaged, so we can swing our way over here. Now we're down there. These guys won't even damage you if you touch them. They're just there for things. And this guy will throw a ball and this guy will throw a mace at you. When he's not swinging the mace, which you can very easily hear, he'll be jumping around and boosting at you with a jetpack a lot. Keep your distance so that way you can avoid taking a lot of damage just from this guy running into you. When he swings the ball and chain, you want to make sure that you're ducking and crawling so that way you can hit this guy without taking damage. And I forgot that this guy only stops like right here. I keep expecting him to go all the way to the wall, but he's not going to do that. Amazingly. So, now that that boss is done, we got some walls, but we need to avoid the spikes as well. Go up the right wall at the beginning when the spikes are back in the wall. And then once you get up to where the second set of spikes are, roll up the left side. This will safely get you over to this wall. May not be as safe as I wanted it to be, but I got it to work. And just be careful on the drop down. Might as well go ahead and get some stars just to be safe. And now we can go up this lift finally because it's fixed now. And we can go up to this doorway that we have now opened. And now we have this area. Now there's a lot of lag here. You could just go between the spikes one by one, or you can just roll your way to the other side. I prefer rolling all the way to the other side. And this room here is another enemy fight room. I'm going to go in and out of here a few times because I do not want to die. The chest doesn't come back, but the enemies do. And one more. Might as well. Alright. Now we have everything that we need. So, let us use the spring and go to the left here so that way we don't hit the spikes on the way up. We're going to freeze and break these flames. And then we're going to be very careful as we make our way around here because, one, the lag, and two, the enemies. Well, at least there's less lag now, so that's cool. Do want to go over here, too. There's a big star in case we need it. I'm pretty sure up and to the left is where we need to go, but if you go over here, you'll be able to refill some health, which is kind of cool. And now we need to make our way back up, and we need to take the rotating platforms to the left. Apparently they all go off when you're on even one of them. Interesting. And once we go through here, I believe we have one last room before we face the boss. We have some big stars. We have some enemies to fight to get some health with. And once we go to the right, we're going to face our boss. And the boss here is Rodhole's Emu's Warmonger cousin. You have to go all the way to the left and hit him in the head. Then you have to hit him in the other side when he backs away to actually do damage to him. And that wasn't exactly how I wanted to do it, but that did save me some time. But once he starts running back and forth, you want to go all the way to the left and just start anticipating where he's going to go. And there's an attack right there. I forgot he was going to do that. Where does he go? Okay, he's right there. Oh, sheesh. He's going to do that again? He never did that in the practice run. So he does the 3 bombs, which you can hear. If he drops those from above, you just want to stay on the move to avoid those. He does the laser shoot right there. The little double helix laser, which you can kind of see the lasers moving up and down on. If you know where they're gonna intertwine, you can easily jump over them then. And then there's the one where he just ducks down and rockets at you. In that case, you just want to avoid him entirely. And by beating stage 5, we have stage 6. So now that we've beaten Rodhold's Emu's Warmonger cousin, and we made it to stage 6, we are pretty close to the end of the game now. And we will tackle stage 6 in the next video. So join me then for stage 6. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!